Snooze. Thank you so much for coming tonight. My name's Rob Parkinson. I work for Action Homeless. I just wanted to say a couple of things about why we're doing tonight before we start, because I know how excited you all are. And if you're not excited, then we have 3 fabulous students from Leicester University. Why didn't I get the cheer? Who have been loading up on e-numbers, I've noticed, for about half an hour to run some games for us in a minute. What's the prize for the games? Cardboard. Fantastic. But before I let you loose on everybody, I just want to say a couple of things. Right now, Leicester has got more rough sleepers than any city outside of London. That's rubbish. Okay? And it's not, and rough sleeping is just the tip of the homeless iceberg in the city. There are about 1,000 people every single year going through the hostel system in the city. That's unacceptable from my point of view, it's too high. And there's about 7,500 people on the council's housing waiting list, or housing register, because they're in need of a home. And probably half of those people are in some real housing crisis, so they may be in really overcrowded accommodation, or they might be in really, really poor housing. And all of those things are things that we need to stop. We need to put an end to in Leicester and find some solutions to it, because, you know, as you might find out a little bit tonight, you can't get the pure experience, but as you find out a little bit, sleeping rough is horrible. There's nothing nice about it, there's nothing glamorous about it. There's a lot of people here in orange jackets that know what rough sleeping is like, and if you want to talk to them about it, they'll tell you that it's not nice and it's not a good place to be. So, coming out tonight, you're doing a couple of things. Firstly, you're helping us to raise awareness of an issue that we've got to put an end to in Leicester, and we really appreciate your time, your commitment, and hopefully, in the process of having some fun, you know, your willingness to try and change some of the things that are happening in Leicester. I've just spent half an hour, 45 minutes in Hamilton Library with a group of young people who are doing exactly what you're doing, but inside in the library. And I've never been grilled so hard in my entire life about what it's like to be homeless and how difficult it can be. And those young people are asking some really sensible questions about just why these things happen in Leicester in 2012. And I think they're right, and I think it's something that working together we can all try and change. And that's the first reason we're here, to try and raise awareness of rough sleeping and homelessness so we can put a stop to it in Leicester. The second thing is to help us raise some money. And that money is going for a very, very specific purpose. With 54 people sleeping rough in Leicester tonight, we need more emergency beds and more emergency provision to get people in out of the cold so that we can actually start the process of helping them get moving on with their lives. And last year, through this event and our winter appeal, we raised about £10,000, which made us able to put on emergency beds throughout the whole of last year. And through your help tonight, through the help of people throughout our winter appeal, we'll be able to raise exactly the same amount this year, which will enable us to put on those emergency beds yet again for 12 more months. And without that, there would be a lot of people in Leicester who would be very hungry, very sad, very isolated, and in a really difficult place in their lives. So, in addition to raising the awareness, you're helping us to raise the funds to help do something very, very practical to make a difference to the problem. And I'd just like to thank you so much from Action Homeless for coming out tonight. It should be fun, but it's going to get cold at some point. And I know that you know, there are many other things you could be doing on a Friday night, but we really appreciate all your time, all your effort, and all your commitment. And before I give you the sort of the go to take us through these games, I'd just like to give you a huge round of applause for coming out tonight and really helping us out. And anything you want to know about homelessness, please talk to anybody in Orange. I think some people in Orange are maybe not quite as expert as other people, because we don't put them on tonight, but you'll find out who's involved with Action Homeless and who isn't. Please ask them anything, and we'll do our best to help you out. So have a good night, really great to have you involved, and give me your names again. Emma, Lauren, and Amy. Over to you, heaven help us.
Right.
I'll go to the back.
Our best. Okay, to make this fun. Well, first, does everyone get themselves into teams of 3 or 4? And then give yourselves a name Come on, Dave.
Have you got a team come up to me? Hello? Yes. Do you have a team there?
Yeah. The medieval three. Medieval three. Never heard of it.